Masters and distinguished Toastmasters, our guest for today. So let me begin my speech. The title of my speech is Vanity at What Cost? I was flipping through the newspaper, as I do every morning. So a typical morning for me begins with me over breakfast flipping through the newspapers. So one day, I actually froze when I looked at an article in the home segment. And this was in December 2009. It might be familiar with some of you. The report showed a promising young man, a 44-year-old CEO, a property honcho here in Singapore. But what caught my attention really was that he was dead, and that he was dead because he was trying to, as a result of liposuction, right? What irked him was, despite his trim physique, he actually had love handles which he was looking forward really to get rid of. So he went through a simple procedure of what a so-called liposuction. The doctors who did it were a little bit overzealous. They were probing his body, and then ultimately they made a mistake and pierced a hole in his intestinal walls, leading to his untimely death. So I was shocked. So I looked at this and I thought, wow, is this the cost of vanity, right? To cost your life, to risk your life for vanity. Thinking back, and I'll be very upfront and honest here, I could have been a victim of this as well. So I grew up in a family that was very traditional, very Chinese. My parents and I stayed with my grandparents. So Chinese has this thought process that says, you have to keep feeding your kid. Ja, ja, ja. It's good. You need to be well fed. Why? Because then you grow, right? To grow is good. Having a wide waistline is a good sign of prosperity, a good sign of wealth, a good sign of health. So it wasn't surprising that I grew up a fat kid. We thought these were just baby fat that would go after a while. So it stayed on and on and on till I was a teenager. It was still there. So there, urged by a society that was worshipping beauty, worshipping the perfect body, I began my pursuit of the perfect body. So it was really tough, right, to try to lose weight at that age. So I tried all sorts of diets. So, when you flip through magazines, newspapers, advertisements, they'll tell you, try the NTUC 3-day diet. There's this South Beach diet, the Atkins diet, the low-carb diet. I tried them all. And I had results. Results were short-lived. The reason now I understand is because what you really lose is not fat, but you're losing water, right? Water that was in your body, you lost them. So once you go back to your regular diet, it all comes back, and sometimes even more aggressively than they were before. Oftentimes you end up fatter than you were before you started off the diet. So it was really tough losing weight. So what I did then was, about 3 years ago, I actually came across an article, and that got me started to think, hey, maybe liposuction was the way to go. Liposuction was a means where they remove fat cells. It was a means where you can get it was like a quick and dirty, right? If you really wanted a slim body, go for liposuction. So the article told us a little bit in terms of our fat cells, which I wanted to just share with the team here or the audience here today. So basically, for those who are not familiar, fat cells grow under your skin. They're a little bit like balloons. So if you can think of balloons under your skin, that's just waiting to grow. They're this small. When you're born with 10 billion of fat cells all over your body, right? And these fat cells don't reduce. What happens is, as you go through your teenage years, your early childhood days, your teenage days, the fat cells actually grow. And they can grow quite a fair bit, right? So on an average, we see fat cells growing to about 30 billion. Starting off with 10 billion, they grow to 30 or 40 billion fat cells within your body. For a teenager that eats a lot, not just does these fat cells grow and multiply, each of these balloons actually grow in size, right? So that's how you get the bulky look, because you've got that many billion of fat cells around you, and they grow. And they can grow to about 20 to 30 times their original size. So that's how scary it is. And the reason why liposuction is so attractive is the fact that fat cells cannot be reduced. The only thing to get rid of them is through dieting, through exercise, and even that, they don't reduce in numbers. They just stay dormant, waiting for that day you overeat waiting for that day, you take a lot more fat than you should, you know, and then it will start growing again, right? So liposuction was attractive. Why? It just removed, you know, a certain X number of cells through just a simple procedure, or we did a simple procedure. So that got me interested enough to talk to a doctor friend of mine to just find out exactly what happens. I'm not sure how many of you know. So what he told me was the doctors will put in a probe under your skin. They will kind of like agitate the fat cells below it. Okay, so that's all the poking and all that happens. And then they insert a tube in there to extract the fat cells out. So what turns out as an output is, imagine papaya milkshake. So that's what fat cells look like outside of your body, right? So I thought, hey, this is not too bad, you know, this is quite a good idea. But, you know, eventually I didn't go ahead to do it because I didn't have the guts to do it, right? To put something into your body and to remove something out, I didn't have the guts. And on hindsight, when I looked at the story I saw on Franklin Heng, I thought, hey, you know, thank goodness I didn't do it. I could have died from that procedure. So the point I'm trying to make in today's speech is a simple one: vanity at what cost? So each of us, you know, have gone through this, I'm sure, some to a greater extent and some to a lesser extent. But perhaps we can leave today from this room with a thought in terms of what are you prepared to pay? What is the price that you are prepared to pay for vanity? So I'd like to leave you with that thought, and thank you for your time.